Good morning, guys. It's Vanessa from Burning Love Candles. It's like 6:30 on Friday, and I'm going to show you guys how to make a pour over. You use this little pour over thing. I'm going to start making these in my studio, but with a magic mug, which would be cool. But so you get the little triangle cone coffee filter. You put 2 heaping tablespoons of coffee in your thing, and then you go around the coffee, around the edge. Essentially, you just do that the first time, and that just kind of moistens it. There's something to do with the oils in the coffee. I need to make some bigger mugs for myself. And then you kind of just go around the coffee, and I just fill it right up. Then once that drains through, I look to see how high the coffee is in the cup. Here's a story time for you. I was a nurse supervisor at this home with 6 individuals that had developmental disabilities. And so I shared an office with my friend Lisa. Each of the individuals had a TV in their room with cable, and then we had cable in the living room for them, and then we had like high-speed internet. And it was acting up, and it was 6 bedrooms worth of cable boxes and cable and the high-speed internet, and they had to like switch something over. So there was multiple guys. So I went out into the garage, which was connected to the house, to get my lunch or throw something in the recycling bin. And I rolled my freaking ankle on the wheelchair ramp, and I went down like a tranked rhino. I was like, oh my God, the garage door's open. These guys are in and out. I look like I'm like laying on the floor on the wheelchair ramp. So I get up and I like speed walked back to my desk, and I sit down at my chair, and I was like, I could feel it coming on because I like walked on it immediately. If I had just laid there with my feet up on the railing, it would have just passed, but I didn't. I got up and I speed walked back to my office. I told Lisa, whose back was turned to me, I was like, I just rolled my ankle. And without turning around, she's like, okay. And I said, I feel sparkly. And she goes, put your head between your knees. Like, did not even turn around. She was doing something at the computer. And I passed out. And so I didn't say anything for a while. So she turns around and I'm just like in my chair, right? So she calmly tries to call for the nurse that was working on the floor that day. She's like, hey, Patty, come here. And she goes, oh my God. And she like starts freaking out. So support staff come running. They call the ambulance. I wake up with this girl's boobs in my face because she's like holding me up off of the chair a little bit, being like, come on, wake up, wake up. And I wake up and I'm like motorboating this girl that I work with. The ambulance comes, they check me out. And I was like, I signed a piece of paper that said I don't want medical treatment. And then I was like, I should probably go. So I crawl into the gurney, but my problem is that if I vomit, I like full on piss myself. Empty my bladder, piss myself. Not just like, oops, I squirted in my underwear. So they gave me Zofran in the ambulance while driving over potholes and blew my vein, put the Zofran, which is for nausea, just in my arm. I just had this bubble of Zofran in my arm, so it didn't do anything. I ended up puking in a bedpan at the hospital before we got out of the ambulance. And I used all of my muscles in my PP to make sure that I didn't wet my pants. Did not wet my pants. My husband was at work like a half hour away, and I was like, I am not bothering him to come all the way down here to the hospital to deal with me rolling my ankle, because my ankle was fine. Like, I roll it all the time. So it was just the fact that it was a very dramatic response. Then Lisa drove me to McDonald's drive-thru. I got French fries. Like, just what a shit show that was. She told her husband the story that night, and they started calling me the fainting goat. And so like, that's still my nickname. That's the top shelf. I'm gonna make you a wax. Am I gonna make a wax candle today? That's creative. Nobody's thought of that before. I'm going to make a wood wick candle. When you do a wood wick candle, you have to prime the wick. So what I do is I take one of my paintbrushes that I use for my glazing, and I dip it in the fragrance oil that I'm going to use for that candle, and I paint it on the wick so that it primes it. People complain that they don't stay lit, but if you prime it with oil first, there's not a problem. This is my kiln load that I just emptied. So this is what it looks like after you fire it the first time, and now it's bisque wear. So it goes from being brittle to, this is a big honker. I might keep this one for myself, and I need to make a pour over thing, and I might put the little These are the first 2 mugs that I'm gonna glaze, and these are the glazes that I'm gonna use. I'm like triggered right now. I've got glazing stuff so on my desk, which I usually do it down cellar, but it's freaking cold. So I'm triggered. I'm triggered. I'm triggered. Some like I'm triggered. This is how the glazing is going. I'm making a mess, but this stuff cleans up super easy. It's just, it gets like chalky and you can clean it. But I started out writing down what I was doing with all these mugs, and then I decided I didn't really want to do that anymore. This is my horrendous shelf, and I want to put my glazes on here and candle stuff. So this is the before, and I will show you the after. So far, I've got everything off of here and then rearrange things a little bit, but I have to bring up the rest of my glaze. I have a ton more glaze to bring up. Hi guys, this is what I look like after I've been glazing. Really nice. And I've got my whole den torn apart, so don't judge. Not that you guys will, but like I have shit everywhere. And I have to go get ready to pick up my son and go to Staples with my Amazon products that I have till tomorrow to return, and I don't feel like going into Rutland tomorrow. So anyways, so the reason that I just freaked my dog out. The reason that I was triggered earlier is like, do you have something that you had to deal with and then you thought you don't have to deal with it anymore, and then somebody brings it up, or you have to think about it and you're like, you like remember the feelings and you're like panicky and anxious? Well, that happened to me today. So I have this room torn apart and it's a disaster, and so I'm going to spend the next 15 minutes speed cleaning before I go get my kid, and I will show you guys the mugs that I did. I'll see you later. Bye. All right. So I tried kind of a new, I might add more to like these ones here. I kind of, honestly, after like several hours of glazing, I got really sick of it. So I stopped really giving a shit. But like this one here, this needs more layers. This needs more layers. That needs more. So I'll just do that tomorrow. That needs some more. But see how easy it is to clean up. Like I have to do another like swipe because there's some more left. But that's basically what I did, and then I'll show you guys what they look like after, which is totally different. Like this right here, that is like a midnight blue, and that is a lighter blue, and that's like a slate green. This is like a cobblestone color. That is like a brownish maroon after it cooks. So a lot of these they're all gonna look completely different after. Hi guys, I went and did my bike, and my husband's home from work, and I'm gonna go hang out with him. So after I shower, and so I'm gonna wrap this one up. And I mean, it was nonsense. I literally spent the whole day glazing and tearing my den apart. So tomorrow I might do the video of making a wood wick candle. I did not get to it today. It's already 6 o'clock, and I need to stop working for the day. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.